Day 1, doing something that no other YouTuber has done. Getting myself birch wood. Yes, no other YouTuber has done this, but for a desperate man like me, I need to do this. So I just continue just annihilating this tree. I just carry on until there's nothing left. And then I make myself birchwood planks to then make myself a crafting table and a few sticks. And then I make myself a wooden pickaxe. I use that wooden pickaxe to get myself 16 cobblestone. Very hip about this. Where then I place my crafting table down on this random hill and get myself stone tools. I started by making myself a pickaxe to upgrade from the wooden one, and then a shovel, then a sword, and finally a axe. I then reorganized my inventory to just make it myself feel a bit better. To then go to the nearby sheep to collect my debt from them. They weren't too happy about this, but they needed to pay up. I analyzed one more just for good measures and went on an exploration trip right before making myself a bed. I would then go in the forest and find myself a ruined portal which had decent loot. Had 2 obsidian, a lot of flint, and whole. I looked at the portal, but thinking I could fix it, I could not. It was too deep under the lava. I reorganized my inventory and just went. I found myself a mountain where I'd then create myself a furnace for myself. I put the little coal which I had left and went on a mining trip. To then come back with a bit of iron, and immediately after waking up to put in the iron and ending day 1. Day 2, I started off by going on a mining trip down in the mountains. I had a lot of coal, so I might as well take all the coal that I had for smelting. I then get myself a bit more emeralds and other stuff to then pick up the iron which I got and exploring a bit. I'd soon look out to the plains biome and deciding to move there. So, as any man would do, I went to pick up my goodies, which were a furnace, crafting table, and a bed. And I made my voyage there, which is a very short voyage, if I gotta be honest. To go there and look for a good area to settle in. So I went up the hill and carried on looking for a nice and flat area. Nothing too good, but nothing too bumpy. Settling into this one hill which I found. So I decided to put all my stuff here. After placing my bed down, I then placed the coal and looked for a mining area, as I would need to do a bit of mining for diamonds. As I would most likely get obliterated by the skeletons down in the mine, so I decided to go 100 blocks away from spawn, or my base, just to place my bed down and go on a mining trip. Still confused on why I went 100 blocks. I then find myself a little cave, as I thought it was little. There's a bit more which I never go. There was a guard protecting the spawner. I said no, this is mine, and proceeded to show dominance. There was a bit of gunpowder and decent loot, a lot of horse armor, which I would never use as well. So I took all the loot from the spawner, and yeah, nothing too interesting happened in these few days. This day, actually, something interesting happened. You'll see later on. I'd soon take care of the other guards protecting the spawner, and went deeper into the cave, soon stopping at this point, which I thought would be too far, and found myself diamonds. Very happy about these. It was a 3-veiner, which was good. I'd take the diamonds, very happy about these. Switching it out for my cobbled deep slate, and mined a little deeper, and went back up soon after. And that's how day 2 ended. Day 3, it was mostly a building day, where I would first start off by trying to find where I left my base. Yeah, I'd say base. And finding a creeper. He wanted to explode, but I just didn't let him. And then making myself a chest soon after. I placed everything in the chest, and next soon taking back all the cobblestone which I placed, as I would have to smelt it. I made myself 2 more furnaces just for this occasion, as I would need a lot of stone, and done it, and just split out all the coal evenly across all the furnaces. After splitting all the coal evenly, I would make myself some bread and put all the gunpowder and all the unnecessary stuff in the chest. Then making my first piece of iron armor, which was the big. After that, making myself a diamond pickaxe. I soon went down to the river, just to do a bit of sugarcane placing, and after that going back to the mines, and found myself more diamonds. Very happy about this. This was not too far away from the first batch of diamonds. I picked up the 2 and went down the mine shaft. There was 1 chest, but the loot was decent. Not the best loot, but it was decent loot. I go further down, just looking for more diamonds. But I found another chest, blocking off. Hearing mobs, I blocked off that area and took most of the loot. The loot wasn't too amazing, but I had to deal with what I had, and I took the iron on the floor as well. I looked over the ledge and then decided to run back just to be safe, and didn't want to get myself too deep inside this in case any poisonous spiders came. I took the diamond, and it appears to be a 4-veiner, which I was very happy about still, and went back up. By now the cobblestone should have turned into stone, so I just went to the furnaces to get the newly found stone, made stone, whatever you guys would say. looking around for a bit and placing everything that I had in the chest, I picked up the stone which I've got from the mines and decided to start building. I made it all into stone bricks, as stone bricks is one of my favorite blocks, and started mapping out what my base should look like, setting into one design after a bit of trial and error, and worked till it was night time. Didn't want to get myself caught at night as well, so I went on to look for my bed, very confused with where it was, as I've been building for that long, and soon realizing where I left it, I went to the mining area as I left it there. And day 3 ended like that. So day 4, nothing too interesting happened on this day, as I spent the first few days building and just mapping out what my base is gonna look like, and just branching off on that idea. And soon after, making myself, or attempting to make myself, an enchantment table at first, but soon make myself a sword, as the sword would be more beneficial. But I still had 2 diamonds, so I didn't waste all of them. And went on to look for a few cows, as I would need that for my enchantment table. So I go down towards the savannah biome, found nothing, no cows, nothing that I need. So I then come back to building, a bit more building. And I used up most of the stone which I had. So I just decided to go on for cows. But then I realized that the sun was going down, so it would be dangerous, and I would not have enough time for day 4. So I just ran around for a bit, like a maniac, just getting myself a bit of wood and other necessities. And just messing around, waiting for the sun to go down, just to be safe than sorry. I'll be then just running around, just scouting out the area, looking around just to spot cows or anything that I might find useful. And finally ending day 4. These days are going pretty fast. At the start of day 5, I spent it on looking for cows, but then getting distracted immediately on getting myself obsidian. I spent a decent amount of time mining it, up to 14 obsidian. So enjoy this time lapse. After I gave my 14 obsidian, I went to go and collect some cows, as I would need them for future food source. So I went down the hill and placed the fences down so that they will be there for eternity. I would do something with them, but that would be in a later 50 days. 50 to 100 days. I will make this place look better, as it is just a random fence area in some random field. And this will stay like that for the rest of the 50 days. I then go on to move towards my base right after making a farm, and my golden fortune 3 hole would break in the process. Then I would make myself a stone hole, just to do a bit of farming. I would never use this farm as well, so it was a bit of a waste of time, but also good use of time as well, as it would help for late game, when I might be out of food. But I don't use this for a long time. After planting my wheat seeds, all my wheat seeds which I got from punching grass and the chests, I went back to my place. Also, the wheat farm is 100 blocks away. Why did I make this so far away? I was imagining to make myself like a huge wheat farm. No, it was like a 9x9 wheat farm. But then I decided to go and make myself a box underground, just to get myself stone for the build, as I was dry out of stone. So I just go over here and start mining. I do this for a while, as I was fresh out of stone and I needed it badly. So from day 5 to 11, nothing too interesting happened. I made myself a portal, a nether portal. You wouldn't see me much going in there. The only time which I go in there is here and bordering with piglins, just to try to get some good loot. But I create myself the portal, terraform around a bit, and yeah. Also secure the area as well, so that there's no piglins or hoglins coming at me. I do that after though. I finally go into the portal with my shield up, just in case I immediately get attacked. Startled by the sight of like a ravine straight to lava, I decided to make myself a panicle. As the Minecraft guidebook says, make yourself a panicle. And that's what I'm exactly doing. Scared out of my mind about ghosts possibly aiming at me anytime, I just make this really quickly. This is one of the quickest builds I did, and I was scared. The Nether is one of those places which I hate the most. I despise this area on how dangerous it is to be here. So I make myself the area, make a door, and get out of there immediately after, to then go back through the portal. Still very scared. And then spend a bit of time just looking around between day 5 to 11. I make my first ever enchanting table after getting the leather, and realized there were intruders at around and between day 5 to 11. So I had to take care of the intruders. As I was at the midst of building as well. So I made one of his friends shoot his other friend, as I didn't want the effect of being chased around by pillagers all day until I enter a village. And after doing a bit of sleeping, my OBS started to go wrong here. So I will explain what happened in these few days. I spent a bit, as you may be able to see from the slideshow at this point, I did a bit of farming and then harvesting the farm, to then, if we go into the next frame, anytime, no pressure. I then go and get myself a bit more food, as I was very low on food with 3 drumsticks left, and went back home just to smelt or cook it with all the builder materials, and making progress on the build as well. A lot of progress on the build. I put the food in the furnace and went back to work on the build, as the build wasn't done yet, but it was going to the midst of being done. And I also enchanted my items, my pickaxe and sword especially, as they would need it most. I then fill up the tower, which I used as a staircase for a long time. Nothing too interesting happened in these few days. And just filled up the tower entirely. I gotta be honest, these few days were boring. It was just me building. I spent some time as well just to get leather and sugarcane for the enchanted table, just to get it to max level. Enough, and next I just carried on building. Just me building, hard working man. I come back to my little start area as I was running low on stone, so as I had 4 in my inventory, I believe. So I just collected all the stone which I used as scaffolding, and just worked on getting more stone after that. I didn't realize my OBS was acting up until I rewatched all the footage. Not the whole thing, but I changed my OBS until day 30. So, yeah. You might see a bunch of slideshow type stuff until day 30 or day something. I would work on and jump around the world for a bit, just to picture the image in my head and how it's going to look and how I'm going to build it. And then I go just really getting the image of the castle into my head. I soon go back to the mining area just to get more stone and exploring some caves in case it could lead me to some diamonds. Then finally going into the little mine, the place where I found the spawner. Trying to find a tutorial. The tutorial is down in the description. The one which I used for my XP farm. Very good XP farm. And then I went on to collect all the things which I need for that farm. Ending day 11. Day 12. Day 12, nothing too interesting happened by the length of this. I'd start off by organizing my inventory and then go in on a bit of a chopping spree. And then a mining. Starting off with mining on that mountain which I sailed in earlier, as I left some stuff there, some ores. I later find this cave where I went down thinking it was like a massive cave. No, it was not. It was a small cave, and I think I've been down here as well by looking at the cobbled deep slate. I was very upset about this, thinking that there was iron or something here. But there's nothing. Absolutely nothing. Upset about that, I just nerve pulled up. Looking for more ores and stuff. I find nothing. Soon I find myself some iron, which was something, at least. Not a whole lot, but still good. It was only 5. And then I would pick that iron up and tame myself a dog. This dog, very, very good to have. He would save me plenty of times. Plenty. So I'm very happy with this dog. He would save me from skeletons and baby zombies. You'll see how. What am I saying? How? He will of course bite them. I would then come back home with little iron coal, but with a new found friend. And coming in to just sleep. Day 13. Day 13, it was an interesting one. I found myself a big cave with a lot of iron. So I just went in there just to pick up the iron. I had a bit of enchanted armor. Basic enchants like prot 1, unbreaking 1, and stuff like that. And just to explore the cave for a bit. It was infested with mobs. Absolutely infested to the brim. But I had to deal with what I had. Soon realizing it was too dark and I didn't want to get myself caught being shot at by skeletons without knowing my sense of direction. So I just decided to go in a bit, but not too in the cave. And next I went back up just to get coal. I was also looking for coal down here, but there was nothing. But there was only like a big hole in the ground. I look around for a bit, looking for coal just to make myself torches, but then I could find none. Very scared man right now. I found there were creepers everywhere, just exploding. My dog was getting damaged and I was getting scared. So I just went towards the entrance just to look for coal there, as it was much brighter. I find it pretty much immediately after I go out, but there wasn't a whole lot of coal. There was only 2. Only being able to make 8 torches. So I went back up to the surface just to look for other caves which had coal. But then I would immediately come back after finding no caves with no coal. Right after getting that tree to make sticks. I light up the area, and remember me telling you this dog will be useful? Yeah, here it is. There were 2 baby zombies. I put my shield up, and he distracts one, I take the other one. Damaging him a lot. He would protect me. I was getting insanely low, and he would destroy both of them. The baby zombie dropped armor. The armor was leather. It wasn't that good. While I was healing, I was being shot. I got shot at by a skeleton. My dog sprung into action and scared the skeleton off. He then would proceed to annihilate that skeleton, as there was another skeleton shooting at me from the other side. And next I made myself a little hole, as I didn't want to die today, and tried to find myself a way out of this until I would hear my dog. He got shot, and his health was low, as his tail was very, very low. So I just run back home. I didn't need the iron anyways. So I quickly mined my way out. I then got myself food, as for my dog and myself. I made myself iron leggings. And day 13 ended like that. Day 13 was a bit more productive than other days. day 14. Day 14 was kind of boring. There was nothing interesting, nothing good that happened here, and I create my chests and just make hoppers for the farm. I'd spent a bit of time in getting the other stuff, but I would not make the farm until day 20, somewhere around day 20. Just looking at the things I need for this farm. I'll do this till day 18, and day 19 I will just go exploring where I find a village. I spoiled myself a camel, so I just got my saddle out, as I wanted this thing. Right before getting all this wheat. Food would not be an issue for the next 50 days. This wheat would sustain me for the longest time. This wheat would save me as well. And then I put a saddle onto the camel and just ride him. Very happy about that. I would later spend some time just thinking it was nighttime at first. I'd firstly trap this cook in his home and try to find some loot here. There was no loot, no good loot here, only just cactus and just seeds and stuff. No good loot. I'd later try to get this cartographer trapped in his home, but proceed to fail. Fail very miserably as well. I thought that there would be no other way in, but there was. Very upset about this as well. There was a way out through there, soon finding it out too late. And I let the cartographer out. You may be asking, why didn't you do this at night? And I reply, I don't know. I just didn't want to get myself caught by mobs trying to eat me alive. I then find a chest which had trash. Very angry about this village, but how can I argue I find a mesa biome as well, which would be useful for late game when I'm trying to make god apples or golden apples. You can't even craft notch apples. I then nerf pull up just to miss immediately after, as he kept moving. So I would create myself a 3-block high area where I would be able to annihilate the golem. Trying to find the right time to hit him. I started it. I needed the iron badly, so it was a good investment. And besides, the villagers didn't need it. Need the golem anyways. I'd later get myself a bit of iron. I think it was like 4 or 3 iron which I got from him. So I explored the village a bit more, trying to find more stuff. Nothing good. I'd later trap another villager in one of the houses, thinking it was the other cook which I trapped. but it was not. Hoping that the cartographer is back here, he was not. He was out of here. No one was in that building. Villagers were escaping. It was a chaotic day 19. Very chaotic. I'd then look around, just to try to find something good. And soon I thought the cook which I had escaped, so I just trapped him fully. And soon realizing I already trapped a different person in there as well. There was a cook here and a cook there. I mean, you can't argue with having two cooks to trade to, so I didn't mind too much. I soon spot a ruined portal, so I make my way over to it. It was underwater, which was not very enjoyable, but I had to deal with this anyways. But soon I was thinking I would find one of those ruined structures, as the ruined structures were new, so I tried to figure out if this was a pathway or a ruined structure, and coming to a result that could be just some random path or something random. So I just didn't mind it too much, and ate my raw beef. I first made my way over to the ruined portal, as that might have some stuff which I would need, but I could not find anything. Could not find a chest at all, as you may be able to see from here. I'll be trying to look for this chest. Enjoy me trying to find this chest, but I did not and gave up. Find it, and I just ended day 19 by sleeping. I'd soon make my way over towards the desert temple. It didn't have. You'll see what it had. It didn't have anything good. That's just a spoiler ahead. Just a quick, tiny little spoiler. That had nothing good. I bind down, and I think I left the TNT as well. I just took the gold and gunpowder. Didn't have anything that piqued my interest. I took the bones as well for my farm as well, and took the gunpowder and all the saddles and other stuff. Very disappointed with the loot, to gotta be honest. The only good thing which I found was the template and some iron, which was there, laying in this trash. Soon after, just nerf pulling my way up, and make my way out of this disappointing temple. I then find myself another village. I think it was my old one. I went there, hoping that would be something good, but realizing later it's a completely new village. It had a blacksmith as well, so I went there immediately, hoping it had more diamonds, as I was kind of getting desperate for diamonds. I was clean out of diamonds, and I needed myself armor, diamond armor. Most people at day 20 would be kitted out. Not all, but some. But yeah. And here's where my OBS starts to fail me. Here's the loot. The loot is disappointing. The only thing good there is the apple. Anyways, I took the pickaxe, and I would use it for stone mining. But then I'll just leave it, and I didn't want to give my gunpowder away. And then next I got all the loot. There's a camel there at the side as well. The loot was decent. I had a lot of wheat, where food would not be an issue for a long time as well. Food would be just abundant. But then I'll just spend some time just looting this area. Enjoy me looting. Just trying to find loot. I finally made some. Wait, what am I making? Oh, an axe. Right. I've made myself an axe just to collect a bookshelf which I found from this librarian's house, taking his job and the books just for my use, for the enchanting table. Day 20 was just me looting villages and stuff. And finally just then I would take the Iron Golem's life. It was for a good cause, trust me. And then I made my way back home, as I had nothing else to do here. There was nothing good, nothing too interesting, nothing that I needed. So yeah. But before I was gonna go, I'd give another go on trying to find loot in that ruined portal, hoping it would add something good, like a notch apple or a golden apple. But the loot was more disappointing than I thought it'd be. Enjoy me just annihilating this portal for something that I was disappointed at. The loot was disappointing. This was the loot. It had a few gold and just a very bad pickaxe. I can't even remember what the pickaxe had. Disappointed a bit. I just got out of there. And just made it back. Went back home. I'd soon bottled the villagers and trying to find a way to trap some of them, but soon giving up and getting my camel and going back home after trying to go and trap the villagers. I took the camel back home and the loot. I was decently happy with the loot, so I had nothing to argue about. No flaws. The way back home was fairly steady and safe. And as well, I put all my stuff away. All the good loot which I got, and made myself a lot of bread. I then got distracted and went back to looking at the spider farm. I was following the wrong one as well. That was a cave spider which I was following, and this was not a cave spider farm. It was just a spider farm. So I missed out one bit, which would make it a lot better, but yeah, I do not fix it. I never do. I soon went to day 21. Day 21 was nothing too interesting. I just started working on the spider farm. I started by getting all the stuff which I need for the farm. Then later, getting myself set up for the farm. And then finally going down into the mines to the spider. I started working on this immediately after I come down, trying to make the walls and everything set up. The whole tutorial is in the description. You guys can follow that tutorial. It's a good tutorial. I recommend it. I'll link both of them down. The one which I mistakenly followed and the one which I was supposed to follow. But they're both very good. I mistakenly followed the cave spider one, but cave spider one is also good. I used that one before in a single player world and a multiplayer. I had to make multiple trips up and down the stairs, but I would spend a lot of time in that specific farm. Day 22. I would spend some more time in that, working on that spider farm, as I spent some time looking at the spider farm itself. From day 22 to 31, working on the spider farm, working on the home, and yes, that was pretty much between those days. I then get my sign, which I left upstairs, and go back down. Still working on this farm. I place the signs down, the chests and the hoppers down. And put the slabs. Putting one for myself, leaving one for myself to go in and out. Every time checking back at the tutorial. I then make myself the AFK room, where I would just swing my sword. This farm alone took a lot of swords. I've burned through around 10 stone swords. That's a lot of swords. I never broke that many swords in Minecraft before, so it's quite a big number for me. I'd soon carry on working and just do a bit of loot gathering, trying to find myself some stuff to put the farm after I'm almost done with it. And then I spent the rest of the time, or a lot of time, in that farm, just AFKing those spiders. As you maybe see from that screenshot. And next I fixed my OBS, and it's running much smoother. But I spent some more time on building, as you maybe see from this time lapse. I'm very happy that this finally smoothened out. I was just fiddling around with my OBS for a bit, but this finally worked out. So I just worked on my house, and from day 22 to 33 to 33, I worked on this house, and yes, I do improve my bedroom walls, but not the inside, just the outside. I would change how the interior looks in the later 50 days, as me personally think it looks a little weird. The exterior looks amazing though. And here's the masterpiece, ending day number 33 with a nap. And yes, of course I go to sleep too early. I'd seen enchant my pickaxe as I was AFKing in this spider farm, and pick up the lapis. It had efficiency 4 on the roll, and fortune 2. The fortune 2 would give me a lot of diamonds. It's not as good as fortune 3, but still amazing. Very, very good. And next I proceed to enchant my sword, hoping I get something good. Spoiler, I don't. Enjoy me trying to get a good enchant. I spent a lot of time just trying to get myself a good enchant. At one time I got two of the same entrants back to back. All I was trying to get is sharpness 2 at least. Sharpness 2 and breaking 2. But I don't get it. So I'm just with sharpness 1. Stuck with sharpness 1 for the rest of this series. Or 50 days. I then go mining for a bunch of time. Me just mining from day 35 to 38. Mining for diamonds. I do find some diamonds in this, but yeah, I just got myself 7 to 9, enough to get myself a chest plate. With the Fortune 2, I had a lot more. So yeah. I burned through many pickaxes which were enchanted. One had efficiency 2, one had unbreaking 2. So yeah, it was still worth it. It was worth mining and the amount of pickaxes that I used up. And from the next later I just to go AFK in the spider farm again until level 30, as my pickaxe was running very low. And with my newly found diamonds which I got from the mines, I think I got diamonds from that. I think I go towards the castle at day 39, improving the castle interior as my bedroom looked awfully weird. So I just tried to improve this. And I worked on it for a while, just trying to get the perfect design. And I just followed what my heart said looked good. I forget to change one thing. I do change it after, but yeah, I forget to change the other one, the other stairs. I do change it later, at the end of day 49. I do the same design as I did for the others, for this area, and then I'd work on the top area, just making chests, filling them up, and yeah. Me just working on the interior. And then I went on a mining expedition. I got myself 7 diamonds. I made myself a new pickaxe, enchanted it, made myself an anvil, and then combined the 2 pickaxes. I got myself efficiency 4 in that pickaxe, efficiency 5, fortune 2. I think I got in that impact pickaxe. So then I just went on a mining trip, got myself a bunch of gold as I was running low, and went on a mining expedition. I got it from this mining expedition myself. I got a bunch of diamonds from here, and lava. Lava was everywhere. Everywhere was lava. Couldn't get enough of lava. But enjoy this little mining trip. And then finally coming up from the mines, I decided to do a bit of work. As well as having enough diamonds to last me for a while. I put all the deep slates which I got from the mines, and yeah, I think I leave the iron for a bit there. I forget about it. I change. I put it in the valuables chest later. I didn't realize I put it there. Maybe I do? No, I don't. Okay. And then I would go in the nether. Come back from the nether, actually. I came back from the nether, done some piglin bordering, and got myself some spectral arrows, fire resistance potions, but the rest was just trash. A bunch of gravel, sticks, flint, and yeah, nothing too mind-blowing. No ender pearls as well. But I would work on getting myself a bit organized as well. So I don't come back to that cow farm for a long time, as I get the leather from other places, from horses and stray cows. I'd make myself a new pickaxe where I would enchant it, and as well as boots. I'd start off by enchanting the boots with basic enchants. I'd make myself an XP farm, better one, after I defeat the dragon, which I hope to do in the next 50 to 100 days. And then getting myself some lapis. Getting myself 3 and organizing a bit more. I got a very basic enchant prot 1, very basic, but still works. As well, I got soul speed 2 or 3 from one of the piglins, so I'm happy about that as well. And next I went down AFK at the world's fastest XP farm, the spider farm. I would AFK there for a very long time, as it would take me, I swear I spent half the 50 days just AFK there at this point. I'm sorry about this, but yeah, I needed the XP. For combining both my pickaxes. So yeah, enjoy. But then I would look around. What am I doing? The next day, 47 to 48, I'd spend some time just lighting out my base and like going back down just to make this area a bit bigger and gain myself some more stone swords to just AFK. I spend a lot of time AFKing. Next, I come back up to day 49. I go up to look around. I already combined my pig hats. It now has Unbreaking 3, Efficiency 5, and Fortune 2. I'd hoped to get Fortune 3, but I did not, so I've just done some chores. I organized coal around, enjoying me getting coal, like organizing it. Enjoy this view. And me forgetting to do some simple maths. I just spent time just doing random stuff. Doing some chores around, and yeah, enjoy. And it's just AFK for some reason. As I finally placed all the coal, which I've been carefully splitting apart for my next 50 days. And then just jumping around, doing stuff, and just making my base look a bit better from that little balcony which I made. There's nothing too interesting going on in these few days. It's just me just running around, not knowing what to do. I placed two of my 3 crafting tables in the wood chest, and just messing around for a bit, lighting my base up so that no mobs could spawn, and trying to keep myself safe from danger. I'd go up soon and look out through the balcony, running around, and yeah, just me looking at the furnace, thinking on what to do. For my last few days. Spoiler, I don't get anything, as I would spend more time thinking than actually doing something. So yeah. I'd come back, do some stuff, smelt some iron, do a bit of farming. Then soon after, just do stuff, yeah. I expanded the farm out as well, just in case I would need it, as I was running out of bread, surprisingly. I just ate it all, most of it. And that was mostly my 50 days. I'd also spent some time to add one of the templates to my armor. I didn't use both of them, as I know I could just make more out of one. So I just saved one of them. Once I have enough diamonds, of course. And then I finally ended